Hey everyone, so we are back with the very last video. Some of you finished your painting and this is what it looks like, or something similar to this. But for those of you who are back with me, you are interested in making a moon and maybe some clouds for your nighttime sky, your colorful sky. So I just happen to have a bottle cap, and this bottle cap is what I'm going to use as basically a template. So taking my original, getting right into it, taking my original white, I'm going to paint the back of that bottle cap. And I'm going to use this bottle cap like a stamp. If you feel comfortable drawing a perfect circle, or drawing what is supposed to be a perfect circle, go for it. If you don't, I recommend doing something like this. So flip it over, press it down, lift it up. That didn't work very well. Let's try this again. Take it. And if you messed it up, you're not happy with it, watch. Mix it in. No worries. Let's try it this way. I'm gonna use it like a stamp, so I'm painting the edges. If you want to just tap it in paint, if you happen to have a big painty area. I'm painting some white around that edge. I can actually just kind of tap it in the white paint. Tap, tap, tap. I'm testing it out on my paper plate right now. And then press, press, wiggle, wiggle. Okay, so that's a much better way of doing it. I like that one better. Okay, so putting that off to the side. Now I'm going to take my paintbrush, and I actually will use a smaller one. Oh, look at me using another size paintbrush. So round paintbrushes are really good for round objects. So a little water on my paintbrush, dry it off, go into that pure white, and paint it in. Again, doing that whole outline fill-in thing that we talked about. If your paint is still wet, it's fun because your background colors will start to kind of show through. That can be both a good or a bad thing depending on who you are and what background colors you have. If you're not liking that, let the paint dry. Maybe come back tomorrow. Use the video. Okay, so there we go. So moon, and then since my paint is still wet, I can actually just come back because I had a lot of that background color mix in, and I'm just adding another layer, making one side a little bit lighter, one side a little bit darker. If you'd like a different phase in your moon rather than a full moon, totally your choice. I'm trying to just stay within that circle as much as possible. Okay, so there's a moon. Then I'm going to do some clouds. So taking my mixing white and a little bit, just a dot of black. Like when I say a dot of black, I mean like that's a little too much. So my mixing, I'm going to pull it in there. And what I did here is I kept one area that's a little bit heavier with black and one area on here that's heavier with white. So that when I come through and I do those clouds, and what I'm doing is I'm pressing and I'm lifting up. I'm just doing like that. So pressing, lifting up, thinking about what clouds look like. For all of my science meteorologist friends, all of you, you can choose whatever type of cloud would be appropriate here. For the rest of us, wing it. So again, I'm taking some black here. I brought it in. Tend to have that black towards the bottom because the moon is reflecting. So you want to actually have the lighter part towards the actual part of the moon. Here's one cloud. Maybe I want to have another cloud overlapping. So I'll bring in another one. And you'll be able to kind of differentiate between those two clouds based off of that darkness. So a dark directly followed by a light is called this thing called chiaroscuro. So those of you who do Learn League, it was a Learn League question a few months back, so just saying, it's the thing. And maybe another one I'll do kind of up here. I lost one of my stars. Totally fine. I'm cool with it. And maybe I want another one coming in from over here. And again, I'm just doing that little tap and tap, 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 tap. So I'm starting, this was just pure white that I was using right now. And then I, again, can take that black and add a little bit of darkness along the bottom. And again, a little darkness on the bottom. If you want to add some of your pretty colors, I picked up some of my pink. Maybe I'll add a little bit of my pink over here. If you're using those pretty colors, tend to use colors that are near it because they would reflect off of the cloud itself. That's how that would work. Okay, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Might even do a little bit of that reflected color on the moon. Just like that. Okay, so I'm happy with that. All right, my friends, I hope you've had a great time and that you've enjoyed painting with me. If you have questions, let me know, but I'd love to see what you're working on. Talk to you soon. Bye.